hitched up his sagging trousers with both elbows, and his spectacles slid down the long, thin nose as he snorted. "A bloody film star!" He repeated the term with utmost scorn. "He was first to Jules Le Voisin," David pointed out, and again the note of awe as he intoned that name. "And he's a tug man from way back." "That was 15 years ago." Vinnie Baker released his elbow grip on his trousers and pushed his spectacles up onto the bridge of his nose. Immediately his trousers began their slow but inexorable slide deckwards. "Since then he's become a bloody glamour boy and an owner." "Yes," David Allen agreed, and his baby face crumpled a little at the thought of those two legendary animals, master and owner, combined in one monster. A monster, which was on the point of mounting his gangway to the deck of Warlock. "You better go down and kiss him on the soft spot." Vinnie grunted comfortably and drifted away. 2 decks down was the sanctuary of his control room, where neither masters nor owners could touch him. He was going there now. David Allen was breathless and flushed when he reached the entry port. The new master was halfway up the gangway, and he lifted his head and looked steadily at the mate as he stepped aboard. Though he was only a little above average, Nicholas Berg gave the impression of towering height, and the shoulders beneath the blue cashmere of his jacket were wide and powerful. He wore no hat, and his hair was very dark, very thick, and brushed back from a wide, unlined forehead. The head was big-nosed and gaunt-boned, with a heavy jaw, blue now with new beard, and the eyes were set deep in the cages of their bony sockets, underlined with dark, plum-coloured smears as though they were bruised. But what shocked David Allen was the man's pallor. His face was drained, as though he had been bled from the jugular. It was the pallor of mortal illness, or of exhaustion close to death itself, and it was emphasized by the dark eye sockets. This was not what David had expected of the legendary Golden Prince of Christie Marine. It was not the face he had seen so often pictured in newspapers and magazines around the world. Surprise made him mute, and the man stopped and looked down at him. "Allen?" asked Nicholas Berg quietly. His voice was low and level, without accent, but with a surprising timbre and resonance. "Yes, sir. Welcome aboard, sir." When Nicholas Berg smiled, the edges of sickness and exhaustion smoothed away at his brow and at the corners of his mouth. His hand was smooth and cool, but his grip was firm enough to make David blink. "I'll show you your quarters, sir." David took the Louis Vuitton suitcase from his grip. "I know the way," said Nick Berg. "I designed her." He stood in the centre of the master's day cabin and felt the deck tilt under his feet, although the Warlock was fast to the stone dock, and the muscles in his thighs trembled. "The funeral went off all right?" Nick asked. "He was cremated, sir," David said. "That's the way he wanted it. I've made the arrangements for the ashes to be sent home to Mary. Mary's his wife, sir," he explained quickly. "Yes," said Nick Berg. "I know. I saw her before I left London. Mac and I were shipmates once." "He told me. He used to boast about that." "Have you cleared all his gear?" Nick asked, and glanced around the master's suite. "Yes, sir, we've packed it all up. There is nothing of his left in here." He was a good man. Nick swayed again on his feet and looked longingly at the day couch, but instead he crossed to the port and looked out onto the dock. "How did it happen?" "My report—" "Tell me!" said Nicholas Berg, and his voice cracked like a whip. "The main tow cable parted, sir. He was on the after deck.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.